Hey friends, Sarah here from Sleeping is for Losers, and I'm so excited and kind of nervous to talk to you about this topic of today's video because it's all about mindset. And yes, I know I'm not going to get woo-woo on you, so relax, but mindset is a really interesting topic for bloggers or people who work online to talk about, and here's why. I have worked with hundreds of bloggers, specifically female bloggers, often mom bloggers, but not always. And the same thing comes up over and over again. And while you might think I'm going to say, oh, how do I make money? Or how do I get more traffic? Actually, what most bloggers end up talking to me about is how they don't feel worthy of an audience, how they're scared people will make fun of them, how they think they don't really know anything, so why should they be putting their thoughts and ideas out on the internet? How they're afraid to do something like video because of how people will perceive them, or that they're not pretty enough, or that they're not thin enough. And that just breaks my heart over and over, and at the same time rings true over and over. So we're going to talk a little bit about why your mindset as a blogger really is the difference between you making it, whatever that means to you, making it, and not having the success you hope to have. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into my life and my story, but before that, some of you might know that I used to be a teacher. And one of the things that we used to teach our students was growth mindset. You know, kids would say things like, I'm not good at math, or I can't do this, or I don't want to do that, or this is not something I'm good at. And we would always talk about pushing themselves out of their comfort zone and trying new things. And you probably have heard, people say to you, or you've heard people say, that growth happens when you're the least comfortable. No growth really happens when you're in your safe place. And that is so true. And that's something that we taught kids from a very early age, even when I was teaching kindergarten, that we have to try new things and we have to really try them, even when they feel scary, even when we don't feel excited or happy about it. And the same goes for blogging and mindset. Listen, I've been blogging for over 7 years, and I am still petrified every time I publish on a blog post. Every time I put out a video, I want to cry. I actually feel sick in my stomach every time I do a video and publish, because I think, what if people think I'm an idiot? What if people think I look awful? What if people think that what I say is stupid? What if people think that I am just some middle-class, stay-at-home mom who has no idea what's going on? What if people who know me in real life feel sorry for me and think, oh, Sarah, bless her heart, she's trying so hard to make it in blogging, but, she just looks like a fool. This is the thought process that goes through my head every time I do pretty much anything. Right now I'm preparing for a webinar, a live webinar, and I'm getting a challenge ready for bloggers to help them grow their blogs. And both those things make me want to pee my pants, to be really honest. I'm petrified that no one will show up to the webinar. Everyone will think I'm an idiot, that no one will want to participate in the challenge, that they'll think the content is, ridiculous, and that they'll think I'm a fool or a fraud or a failure or whatever. Our mindset is what holds us back, because I know as you're watching this, if you've made it this far, that you can relate, that you feel the same feelings that I'm talking about right now. New bloggers and seasoned bloggers, I am talking directly to you. The thing is, if you think that what you put out there is not worthy, you will have a hard time convincing other people that it is. Or you will have an even harder time accepting the praise and the like that other people give you. And eventually you will have such a hard time with it that you will stop blogging or stop making videos or stop putting yourself out into the world. And that's what I cannot let happen. And that's why we're going to talk about mindset. And I don't have mantras for you, but I do have some actionable tools that you can take away to really work on how the inner dialogue that you have and how you perceive yourself. I have a colleague, somebody who I've written with for years and years, and she is the most outwardly confident person I've ever met. And if you were to meet her, you would think, man, this woman has got it all together. And one day we were out and she told me about how she has about, what did she say, 75 blog posts she's never published. She has an entire year's worth of videos she has never put out into the world because she is so afraid that she is going to fail and look ridiculous. She seems like the most confident person in the world, and her fear is so real. And the more I work in the field of blogging, the more I meet bloggers, I realize that this is the number one thing holding all of us, every single one of us, back. So here's what we're going to do, and we're going to work on this together, and this won't be my last video about mindset. Sorry. We're going to consciously, every single day, decide that what we have to say really matters. And that the people who don't like it don't need to read it. The people who don't enjoy it don't need to engage with it. And if they choose to engage with it in a negative way, that's on them, not on me. And that's something I've had to really teach myself every single day. And I have to almost talk out loud to myself and coach myself through that. What I have to say, the knowledge that I have, matters. People want to read it. There are people out there who not only want to read it, but they get something out of it and it makes their day or life better. What I have to say matters. And if people choose to engage with it negatively, if people choose to feel sorry for me or think I'm an idiot or an airhead or I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm desperate or whatever it is, that's on them, not on me. Because I know that I have value and what I'm putting out there has real worth. The second thing, so after we've kind of wrapped our heads around every day coaching ourselves through it, and trust me, it doesn't take like one time. You have to tell yourself that every day, and there are some days I have to do it multiple times a day, reminding myself that what I have to say and what I'm doing is worthwhile, is important, and how others perceive it is on them, not me. The second thing then is to really stop focusing on numbers. If you have blogged for any amount of time, you realize that all people want to talk about is numbers. How much money do you make? How many visitors do you have to your site? How many followers on social media? How many emails do you get a day? How busy are you? Any of that, like numbers, all day, every day. You have to stop the numbers game. You are not important because you have 10,000 followers. You are not important only if you have 100,000 followers. You are not less important because only 10 people read your blog today. Numbers mean nothing. The impact that you have is truly not dictated by I just hit a bag of grapes off my table. I'm getting into this. Is not dictated by the number of people who are visiting your site every day. People do shady things to get numbers. So stop comparing yourself to other people and the kind of numbers that they have. When you can stop doing that, when you force yourself to stop doing that, you will feel this amazing freedom to just create the kind of content, put out into the world the kind of content that you were meant to create. You really come into your own as a blogger, as a writer, as a vlogger, making videos. And one last thing, so we've got that kind of every day telling ourselves that what we do matters, the things we say and do matter, and that how other people perceive it doesn't matter. Numbers do not matter, that's number 2, and we have to get over the idea that a certain number will make us important or worthy or worthwhile. And the last thing is that you have to own how great you really are and realize that you are blogging not for money, even though you might make money, which is great, not for fame, even though you might get famous, which is also great. It would be awesome. But you're blogging to make a true impact. And if you can perceive your blog as an impactful place, something that is going to make a difference in the world, no matter what it's about, if it's about home decor, it can make a difference in somebody's world. Seriously, that can make a difference in somebody's level of happiness, in somebody's level of grace and achievement. If your blog is about something that makes you happy, it will make other people happy. If your blog is about something that's important to you, it will be important to other people. So stop downplaying your content. Stop saying, I'm just a blogger about travel, or I just blog about, I don't know, living rooms. I don't know what you blog about. I just blog about food. Oh, I just have a little blog. Stop downplaying who you are and really come into your own and own your blog. Own your content and realize that when your content gives you joy, it's going to give other people joy as well. So stop writing for the wrong reasons, to make money, to get lots and lots of visitors to your website. When you write because it makes you happy, it will make other people happy too. And you will start to see success grow and flourish from there. And I know it might sound kind of crazy. Everything I'm saying is counter to every piece of advice I hear out there. But when we tell ourselves that what we have to say matters, when we say that other people don't have power to tell us that it doesn't matter, when we stop focusing on numbers, and when we write for joy instead of writing for numbers or money or accolades or whatever it is, when we write to make ourselves truly happy, every piece of the blogging puzzle starts to fall into place. And I am living proof of that. I have been around the road and back again. And I've been in this blogging game for a long time, and I've tried to do it the way experts have said, and I've tried to do it in ways that don't make me happy. And the minute I stopped doing all the stuff I was supposed to be doing, and I started focusing on what made me happy to write, the kind of content that I enjoyed putting out, the kind of things I enjoyed doing, the kind of interactions I loved having, when I focused on all of that, every piece of the blogging puzzle fell into place. And I can definitively say that I run a successful blog now. I couldn't have said that even 2 years ago, but I can say that now. I run a super successful blog. And those mindset shifts, the way I talk about my blog, I don't downplay it. It is a huge thing, and I'm proud of it, and I am proud that people come to read it. I don't worry as much about the numbers. They matter, but they don't define my success. And I definitely am proud of the content that I put out there, and I've stopped letting other people's comments or insights into me affect the way I run my online business. Since I've started doing all those things, not only have I had success, but I have found myself to be so much happier, such a better person to be around. And you know what? That's worth it all. So those mindset shifts are what I really wanted to share with you today, especially if you're a newer blogger or you're a blogger who's kind of been there for 2 or 3 years and you're starting to feel like, what's the point? There's a huge point. There's a huge point, because what you're doing really matters. And the more you can tell yourself that, the more you will believe it. And the more you believe it, the more you will achieve all those successes that you are hoping to achieve. So I hope that encouraged you today. I'm definitely going to be doing a couple more videos all about mindset. Those games that we play in our own mind are sometimes our worst enemy. And we need to make sure that we stay strong mentally so that we can put our best stuff out into the world and really help others around us. So until next time.